The WEBB show is great.
The WEBB show is great.
Shokit. The WEBB show is great.
The WEBB show is great.
The WEBB show is crazy. I love it.
The WEBB show is so original.
The WEBB show is crazy. I love it.
The WEBB show is for everyone.
Hello, I am WEBB.
Shokit.
The WEBB show is so original.
It's new, it's exciting, it's social lubricant for virtually any situation where you may feel uncomfortable. Just one drop of social lubricant will enable you to be able to have a totally unexpected sexual intercourse situation with anyone that's next to you. Social lubricant. Please use responsibly.
I haven't spoken to him since I was playing in SBGs.
Okay.
And that was, 2 years ago.
Hey, man, go get that girl over there, man. Get his friends. Oh, man, I want you to talk to him, man. I did it last week, dog. You got this. You got it. All right, you're right, man. I'm going to go get this chick right now. Here we go. Get it. Get it. Hey, babe. Hey, what's your name? Because I know your game not gonna lie this next.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WEBB Show. You're listening to the sounds of a revolutionary young man, lives right here in Orlando. His name's Alex Guinn. Don't tell your mother. I'm going to bring that down a little bit in the background because on the line with me, I have the one and only young musical genius, I would say, Mr. Alex Guinn. Alex, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, what's up, JB Webb? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for chatting with us tonight, man.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Anytime.
Hey, well, listen, you've got a really cool story, so I want to dive right in because
it's kind of lame. It's not that big of a deal. Come on now.
I think it's a cool story. 16, you jet out to California for a music gig. You've been involved in music, for over 10 years in a relatively short amount of time. Now you're back in Orlando, but maybe you can give us kind of an idea of some of your origin. How'd you first get involved with music? What kind of things happened early in your life, career, that brought you back to Orlando? So maybe you could talk to that a little.
I can give you a little bit of a rundown. I mean, it's such a long, legit story, but it's a lot of fun. I started playing drums when I was about 2 years old, and beating on pots and pans, and
right.
Worked my way through and started recording my own songs and started playing marching band and played in another band and so forth. And then I just really decided that music's the way I want to go and, just jumped out. I never even went to high school, man. I jumped directly out and finished on the road my high school career.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so
education's important, so forth. But I did my thing and, yeah.
So 16, so all of a sudden 16, you have an opportunity to go to California.
Yeah, exactly.
So what happened over there?
Well, I ended up going over there through a connection of a buddy of mine named Scott Hamilton.
Okay.
He just recently passed from cancer.
Oh,
God rest his soul. But Scott Hamilton, good friend of mine, consider him family, and he got me hooked up with a guy named Klaus Price out there. Klaus Price was a producer at the time working with Elite B Productions. Anyway, long story short, I started working and sitting behind Dr. Dre and Eminem on Shady Records and so forth, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a really cool experience watching those guys collab.
Yeah, so you're like a fly on the wall, under 18, you're checking all you're doing all you're getting donuts, doing whatever you got to do, but you're in the scene. So that's cool. Okay. So then what happened? So then you came back to Orlando a couple years later, or
Well, no, I actually stayed out there and I tried promoting and doing my own thing, but I ran into a lot of problems because I was underage.
Okay.
Child labor laws ran into place, and when you're working for big studios, if they can't work you more than 15, 20 hours, you're pretty much no good.
Right, yeah.
So,
okay.
As my time progressed, I figured out I'll play in a band. I ended up playing in a band called Take Notice and Symphony in the Courtyard. Did some touring, just playing drums. And then the band ended up getting a record deal with Universal Records.
Wow.
And I really didn't know if I wanted to go down that road at that time. I was kind of strung out on drugs. I was drinking a lot. I'm only 18 years old at the time.
Right.
And if I were to do this, where is this going to take me? I know I've got a lot of talent. I can play every instrument. If I stay on this track, am I just going to be a drummer and end up dead in a ditch one day? What's going to happen?
Okay, yeah.
So I sat down with my manager at the time, and I said, this is what I'm feeling like, so forth. And he literally told me, he goes, you know what? Don't do it. Go and run and do your thing. Follow your dream.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that's good advice. So then what happened? So then you came back. Now you're a part. You're half of Radio Killers, or you're part of Radio Killers here in Orlando. I don't know if people heard of that. You kind of made a big splash.
Yeah, Radio Killers. I love Radio Killers.
Yeah, that's cool.
A lot of people are a little kind of trying to figure out what's going on with the band right now. And I started Radio Killers with a guy named Alex Froge, who does Froge Beats, and he's in the Orlando area. And I ended up meeting him 2 years ago when I was working with a band called SBGs. And he came in. He's an incredible musician, got some awesome skills on the piano. And we were like, you know what, man? Let's start playing music again. Let's start playing out. Let's start doing some fun, rocking out on stage, so forth. So that's what we started doing. That's why Radio Killers kind of was created, because we were always in the backdrop making beats in the studio. Let's get back on stage. Let's have some fun. So that's really where the dream of that came from.
Okay, cool. So, do you prefer? And I'm just throwing this at you kind of out of nowhere, but do you prefer traditional instrument, or are you getting into more, digital stuff now? Because I know your owner operator Metro City Studios. I'm sorry. Metro City Studios. So, what do you prefer? A live instrument or electronic?
Any day of the week will turn on some old school rock and roll and love what analog sounds like.
Right.
Unfortunately, man, they've squeezed all of the juice out of that fruit, and there's not much left of that. It's already been done and it's been accomplished, and now my every single production that I do is full out digital. There's rarely an occasion where I'll bring in real drums. We do use real guitars in some of my productions, but mostly now everything is digital. Okay,
cool. So where is Metro City Studio, man?
Metro City Studios is actually located on 1792 and 436.
Oh, okay.
Right in that area.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I'll pop all this up there, but what I think is cool, Alex, is you've got this long musical history and a long career, and you're not that old. Okay, you've already got.
I'm only 21 years old. I just started drinking legally.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is like you've got this long musical history. You're not that old, but what I think you're doing is really cool. And I'll tell you what.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I mean, that's what I'm trying. I'm just trying to have fun at it. You know, and for once, it's not so much a job as it is. We're just having a great time.
Well,
we're making music. We're making fans. People are saying they're putting it on repeat. We're listening to it. One of the songs I just released 2 days ago called "Don't Tell Your Mother."
That's
released it on the Reverb Nation.
That's what we came in. Yeah, that's what we came in on, right?
Yeah, that one climbed 100 charts spots on the chart in less than 36 hours.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign. So is that what what does the future hold for you? We were talking a little bit about some collaboration project you want to put together.
That's big.
But that's your next thing you're working on. It's almost like an all-call JB Webb Show citizens, anyone who's checking, maybe this show out for the first time. But we serve the artists that we think are cool and we believe in, and really have a track record of success. So, Alex, you're putting together some kind of collaboration project. I'm sorry. Give us a little feel of that.
Okay, so what I've been doing in my studio mainly, I get a lot of guys that come in that just need to lay down vocals on a track.
Okay.
But most importantly, why I created the studio is so that way I could work on Alex Guinn Productions.
Okay, cool.
And that's what I'm really pushing. The sound that I'm coming up with out of my studio, people are literally flipping out over. The beats that the sound is creating. We're taking a rapper that's only used to rapping on crunk music, and we're taking that rapper and putting them on some new age 2020 next level dance revolution.
Okay, so you're just shaking it. You're shaking it all kinds of ways, trying to make a new kink into in the jam or something. You're trying to
make a whole entire clot, like a blood clot, if you will. And once that blood clot gets released, that's when it's just going to be the collab.
Okay.
So every single artist that comes in and records and does one of my productions is going to end up being on a collaboration CD that's going to be released sometime in the middle of this coming up year.
That's badass.
And
All right.
that's going to be, you know, a whole dance thing that, you know, Kesha's going to be on it. We got, you know, Pearly White's Let's Get Famous. We're going to have a remix from Britney Spears on there. We're going to have a lot of good artists on this collaboration. So hopefully it gets a lot of good feedback.
Yeah, no, it sounds really cool. So you're totally open. People want to check out Metro City Studio, kind of check it out, see what it's about. If they're feeling the same kind of vibe that you're putting out there, or you know they think they got something to bring to the table, you want to kind of put an all call out for all comers,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Tell everybody, if you're listening right now, come to the studio, because I'm sick and tired of meeting artists that spend thousands of dollars on their album and they're promoting, and then all they do one day is just put it on the shelf and end up working a 9 to 5.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Make something happen.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, you are definitely, you know, a premier cream of the crop, 21-year-old musical. I don't want to call you a savant because I know you're quite intelligent. So it's not like all you can do is music. So you've you know, started from just raw passion, and you're trying to kind of help Orlando blossom and jump onto that. And I know that locally there's a lot of people that if they're just finding out about you, I hope they hook up with you. I hope this interview causes people to be illuminated about Alex Guinn, and kind of you know, moth to the flame syndrome happens next. So you know, I know you're a busy guy. I won't take up a lot of your time. I'm going to pull up another one of your songs, but I want to thank you so much, man, for chatting with us. And can I close us out here with Let's Get Famous?
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, JB Webb.
All right, hang on the line for me. We're going to listen to a little bit of Let's Get Famous, Pearly Whites.